So setting this up after almost 2 months of filming, it took a minute. So, but it's all good. Here we go. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. This is Keisha with AV Budgets. And on my channel, I focus on budgeting, cash stuffing, and I am on a journey to become debt free. So if that interests you, please stay tuned. So I want to start off by showing you what I received in a giveaway. So I won a giveaway by Twin Mom on a Budget, and I've had this sitting in this box for a while now. I wanted to wait and actually film it before I use it. So here we are doing an unboxing of the giveaway. And I have our addresses covered up because you don't need to see that. Okay, so here is the thank you card. So thank you. I've already read this and looked through this, and it was like Christmas all over again because I forgot what was in here, but here we go. So the first thing that I see here are the savings challenges, which are so cute. So I have Roll the Dice, the Dollar Savings Challenge, $5 Savings Challenge, the $10 Savings Challenge, Emergency Fund, which I'm going to have to really use that one because my emergency fund, we'll talk about that later, Savings Fund, and then the Month Ahead Fund. So those are all of the savings challenges. And then on the other side, just for this one, we have instructions on how to play for Roll the Dice. Next thing we have is the Scratch and Save Challenge, and this is from Aesthetic Bliss, so I'm excited to use this. And then we have some more goodies. This is Still Growing, so this is Save $50, and I am a plant mom, so this is right up my alley. Next we have Sweetest Candies, Save $70, and this is from Budget with Carly. And then we get into some of the goodies. So I'm going to take this all out so I don't have to continuously make noise with this paper. Okay, so we have the, what is this? The Wallet Cash Envelope Bundle. And I'm going to open this up. I didn't open this one up. I wanted to wait. Here we go. Okay. Let's get this out too. So we have a note card. It says, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And then we have a bookmark here that says, be kind to yourself. Proverbs 11:17. And then we have some envelopes. So in here we have grocery envelope, gas, spending, household, miscellaneous, and then we're back to groceries. Super cool. And then next up we have a cash stuffing binder with a nice little charm that is so adorable. So I'm excited to use all of this. To get back on track with budgeting. And then there was also a paper clip in here. And then this here is the dice for the Roll the Dice Challenge. Let me put this back in here so I don't lose it. And last but not least, there is a calculator in here. And if you've been watching my videos, I have been using an old school calculator that I got from work. I used to work in an office, and then we moved out, so I worked from home. They weren't doing anything with the calculator, so I decided to take it. That calculator is over 12 years old, but now I have a new one. This is so adorable with the gold button. So I'm going to officially retire my old calculator and use this one. So that is everything that I got from the giveaway from Twin Mom. on a budget. This was her giveaway for, I believe, having 500 subscribers. And so I'm so proud of her to reach that milestone. That is very aspirational for me. And yeah, so thank you so much, Twin Mom on a Budget. And if you don't know her channel, I will link it below or I'll put it on the screen. And let's go ahead on and get moving with the rest of the video. So while I'm filling out my budget, I wanted to go ahead on and give you some updates of why I've been gone. Um, the first one is at the beginning of September, my daughter graduated from basic military training. So she is now a member of the United States Air Force. And so at the beginning of September, um, I went to San Antonio to see her graduate, and I'm very proud of her. I am excited. Also spent some time in Dallas with family, and so that was about a good week away. Um, and then once I came back from San Antonio, I work for the university, so for a university. So the semester was already underway, and I just got busy with work, really. I had an increased workload. I have also just hired two new staff members. And so I'm not used to managing people. I only had one staff member before, but now I'm managing three. It's just a little overwhelming. So the increased workload, coming back from vacation, and then another thing is just really becoming overwhelmed with content creation. When I started my channel, my main goal was to just showcase how I am budgeting, my plan on how I plan to pay off debt, and all of those good things. And as I have been subscribing to more content creators, I've noticed that there has been a shift to a lot of cash stuffing, a lot of challenges, a lot of scratch offs, and everything. And I was really wondering if, you know, is this my lane? I've been watching a lot of budgeting videos, and if you've been around, you remember the Michelle's, the Shea budgets. The focus was mainly on paying down the debt, doing the cash stuffing, and then, you know, showcasing their debt progress. And so that's pretty much how my style of budgeting is. And so when you see other content creators, sometimes you just get a little overwhelmed and you're wondering um, if you're doing the right thing. Um, I am going to continue making budgeting videos. I don't know if I will be doing any challenges and scratch offs or anything. That's not my goal right now, just yet. My focus is paying off debt and really getting into a place where um, I'm not spending everything in my paycheck. So that is pretty much where I am at. I'm going to go over my expenses for the paycheck of October 15th, which is paycheck number 2 for me. And so my total income that I will be working with is $2,839. And one thing that I have done is I have actually moved some money around. So instead of it saying savings, I have other accounts here. Um, I do have $350 moving to my Amex checking account, and that is for my groceries, household, and pets. So that is the total budget for that. And then in my Navy Fed account, I am moving $50 for my emergency fund. I have to rebuild that up because right now it is at zero. So the total in other transfers to, well, take that back. So I transfer $400 total from this income to other accounts, which leaves me with $2,439 to work with to pay my expenses. My first expense that I have is my personal loan, which is 170. My Jeep, which is 564, is my next expense. AT&T is $250. That's how much I have budgeted. I don't really know how much that bill is anymore since I had an iPad on there, and I also had iPad service, and that has dropped off. So I need to see how much that bill is. But right now, I'm just going to budget $250 for that. Capital One, I have three cards. Minimum payment for all three is $140. Geico, which is car and renter's insurance, is $131. My Credit One is $115. Merrick Bank is $83. Victoria's Secret, I can't wait for this one to be gone. It's $30. My IKEA minimum payment is $37. My internet bill that I have here, as well as my gas bill, I'll talk about that once I get to my city card. But my Apple subscription is $40. That goes onto my Apple credit card to cover those. PayPal credit is $30. Target minimum is $30. Ulta is $30. And my Canva subscription is $15. For Citibank, I do a deposit, a payment of $200 in there. So that covers the minimum payment as well as my internet and my gas bill. And that is inflated to try to get that down. Right now, that's close to the limit. And so I'm trying to work on getting these cards down, or at least have the statement date show that they're a little lower. My Ring subscription is $11, and then Nama is $52, and that leaves me with a total in bills of $1,928, and then I have $511 remaining from there. Moving on to my variable expenses, gas is $60 as always. Haircuts is $60. Pets, like I said, is moved over into this 350, so it will not be calculated there. But I do want to know how much I spend, so I probably will end up setting it there. Hair, I am not putting anything aside for that. I am about to go on vacation, and so I'm trying to save as much money for the vacation expenses. Wax will be $40. Travel, I'm putting $75 aside for travel expenses. Dining is getting $20 because we'll talk about that later. But I have an unexpected expense that happened, and so I'm trying to pay that down as much as possible. So we have to cut in other places, and dining out is one. Our personal is normally $50, but I have also dropped that down to $30. And that leaves me with a total of variable expenses of $285. And I have left over from that $226. In other expenses, I do have a PayPal in four that is on its last payment, which is $18. And then from there, can't see that. That leaves me with $208 left over. So those are my expenses for paycheck number 2. So before I go, what I want to do is just talk about in detail some of the changes that I have made in how I budget my money and how I pay my bills. So, like I mentioned in the video, and I'm sure this is on my left handed crooked. There we go. So, like I mentioned earlier, I have moved my grocery, household, and pet expenses to my American Express card. And so, one thing that I do with that American Express card is that I have my own, its very own expense tracker. And so, I did this in the previous pay, and it works. It works for me. One of the reasons why I no longer do the cash stuffing method for groceries, households, and pets is because I spend it on other things. Simple as that. It's really easy for me to go grocery shopping for the first half and then use the second week's money to pay for other things. And then my money is all jumbled. It frustrates me. It makes me want to give up. And so instead of just giving up, what I decided to do is not do cash stuffing for those three expenses. Um, Another reason is because I am trying to pay down my credit cards as well as save my emergency fund. So I had an unexpected expense. I've been traveling, and so my emergency fund is non existent right now. I don't feel bad about it. I take accountability. This is what happens when you are starting to budget. You're going to have peaks and valleys. And so I'm in a valley right now, trying to reach to my next peak. So I will go over how I did this for the previous pay period. So I do have the $350 being deposited into my checking account. And then what I do from there is that I will make a payment to my American Express credit card. I don't put the whole $350 in there. I leave 50 of it as a buffer. I know it sounds weird, but it works for me. And so I will have the 300 in there, but I will budget the whole $350. So my expenses are here. So the first one was Walmart. That was on the credit card. When I went to Sam's Club, that was on the credit card. And then I had to take my pets to see the vet. And so I actually used the 35.76 that was from that 50 in the checking account, but I still deducted it from the full $350 balance. And then my next one that I had to do was Target. I got groceries from there on two separate dates. And then last but not least, I went to Home Depot. That was the last expense for this pay, which leaves $35.63. Out of that $35.63, I want to say 15 of it is still in a checking account. And what I will do is just zero that out and move it to my MX Blue. So it's chipping away at the balance. Um, Also, I'm getting points. That's important for me. I gotta have points because the more reward dollars you get, the easier it is to pay your bill down, especially if you use that money to towards your statement. So I have $35.63 left. 20 of it is still on the credit card, 15 of it is not. And so what I'm going to do is actually right now, I am going to take that 15, not the 63 cent, but I'm going to take that $15 and transfer it to my American Express credit card. So that is done. And I'm at the point where I don't care if it's a dollar, if it's $5, 20, 100, anything that you put towards your debt is good. So I'm going to go ahead on and write that expense in. So payment to Amex, $15. And then this will be 2063. And then what I will do is called a closeout. So I know that this balance is now zero in the checking account. And then I will be getting paid on the 15th. Well, it came today, so I'm just going to put the 12th here and we'll do a deposit. I know it's a lot of writing, but it works for me. The balance is now 350 again. And then I did the payment to Amex, which is 300. And then I still have the other 50 in my checking account. I haven't went grocery shopping yet, so this expense tracker is pretty much done for the day. And I can keep you updated about how much I actually paid down on a credit card. Um, my balance was when I started this, my balance was $1,000. I still pay my minimum payment of $40. That's not going away. I put 300 on it. So let's pull out the calculator. So I had $1,000 balance. Hope you can see that. No, you can't. Okay. $1,000 balance. Paid $40 minimum payment. Paid 300 The total amount of groceries was $278.61. Brought that back up to $938. That's fine. My balance was $1,000 when we started. And then I added the 15 on there. So I ended up with a balance of $923. So you subtract that from 1,000. Now my available balance would be, if I wasn't using a card, $76.39, which when I started, my available balance was zero because that credit card only has $1,000 limit. And then my statement balance will report, instead of 1,000, it will report $598.52 because I just added the $300 here and the $15. So the $315, it made my total balance become $598.52. So my statement closes on the 15th. I'm not going grocery shopping until after the 15th. And so it will report to the credit card. It will report to my credit report as my balance going down from having $1,000 on the card to $598.52 on the card, which will bring down my utilization and my debt to income ratio. So this is what I am doing for my groceries, household, and pets account for my American Express Blue. So I just wanted to break that down to you. I'm doing a similar thing with my Citibank card. Um, my Citibank card, I am actually putting my internet and my gas bill on here. And I'm also paying my rent on that card, as well as putting an extra amount towards the balance. So, all in all, I put about $1,300 towards that card. And so, I also put my electric on there. I'm sorry. I could show you it over here. So, looking over here, I put my electric, my rent, my electric, and then moving to this paycheck, I put my gas and internet on here. My electric, I automatically do $200. My electric bill is not $200. It actually came in at $130. So with me rounding up some of these balances and then moving into a credit card, it's slowly chipping away at the balances. Now I know this sounds confusing. So when I first saw this on Instagram, I was confused as well. And there is a lady that I follow who has been showing how you can pay down your credit cards while using them for everyday expenses. Now, you have to be very disciplined to do this. And like I said, I only started this last pay, but it has worked. And I am very excited about how this is going to pan out. So I will keep you posted on how this is going for me. I am doing this with 3 credit cards. And what I can do is show you the balances for each credit card as I'm going through this month by month. And if you are interested, I will actually put the Instagrammer's name down below. I want to give her credit because I did not think of this. And I'm sure she was inspired by somebody else, but I still want to give her credit. So that is all that I have. If you have any questions about this method, any updates that I have provided during this budgeting video, please leave them down below and I will see you in the next video. Take care.